Welcome back to the Celtics Nation Rise podcast, episode 67, presented by Celtics Talk Weekly. I'm your host, Griffin Aldrich. Alongside me, we have our two co-hosts, Seamus Zarlingo and Andrew Quinn. And I tell you guys what, the intro that we were just doing before we joined was a lot more sick. So maybe we should bring it to you guys sometime. We're doing the call-out names and everything. So we're going to bring that to you guys sometime. But welcome back to the show. It's been a week. We've had some breaking news, and now we're kind of back on earth, I hope. But there's still been breaking news, whether it be the schedule release, players being waived, Celtics night. We have it all covered for you. But how's it going, guys? It's been a whole week, When we get into the season, I'm going to be like, all right, you guys, how are we feeling about this week? But this off season so far, it's how are you guys? How's it going? Seamus, we'll start off with you. How's the week been going?
It's been great. I got to say, I changed ages this week, so that was eventful. And
wait, everyone give Seamus a happy birthday.
Birthday wishes in the comment. Yep.
Happy birthday, Seamus.
Thank you. I was trying to be as low-key as possible with it, just kind of going under the radar.
Griffin, we don't go low-key.
No, we don't. Happy birthday, Seamus. We're special.
You're lucky we're not singing right now. You're lucky we're not singing.
Yes, happy birthday
I'm not
to
doing
my
it.
sister
No,
Chloe
no.
as well. My sister Chloe.
She's
a day after me. Day
birthday.
after me. So
we're gonna start singing. You tempt Andrew and I, and we'll be singing out here. If you got next podcast, I guess we're gonna have we'll have people call in too, and they'll all sing for you. We'll have a choir. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Seamus.
Yeah.
Also, happy birthday to my grandma as well. Her birthday was a week ago. So it was pretty close. Pretty close.
I think we have
family affair.
I think we have to sing.
No.
We're not singing.
No.
I don't think you guys are.
We got to save our voices so we can talk.
Griffin, you graduated from choir class.
I know. I don't think you guys are ready for my singing voice. So it's too good for this podcast. I'm just playing.
They're gatekeeping your voice.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Just gotta whatever, but it works. How are you doing, Andrew? Though, so
I'm doing well. Hey, it's Celtics Nation Rise podcast day, so that's always a good thing. And we went to Celtics Night. We're going to talk about it. The Celtics schedule is out, obviously, so that gives me a little more hype because it's around the corner. And then I have a fantasy draft tomorrow. Ooh. So I got to lock in for that. And we'll see how it goes. But, it's always a fun event with my friends. And shout out the G-Wood Fantasy Football League. Check us out on Insta. We don't post as much as we should, but check them out. Shameless plug right there. Had to do it.
Love it. Yeah, that's the plug right there.
Maybe we'll get a Celtics Nation Rise NBA fantasy league, and we could have people join.
NBA fantasy just does not hit the same.
It's just not it. No, I agree. I completely agree. Maybe a fantasy football league. Who knows?
No,
but I'm doing
Celtics Talk Weekly Fantasy Football League
would be very cool.
Hey,
cool.
I always say this though, I'm getting better with football, but I'm always like, all right, I'll let my brother do my drafting for me. It's just how it is, I'll get
you outsource drafting.
Yeah, because it's still keeping it in the family though.
So you're more so playing the owner role. You're playing.
I'm the owner, and then he's like my GM. I would say, yeah. So it works. It's still in the family, it
as long as he gets a cut. Yeah. As long as he gets a cut.
That's fair. But then he's paying too. If I lose, he's putting money in as well. Because that's the reason I lost. I could have picked a crap team and won. So
it comes down to it's all chance. I'm not gonna lie. That's my.
But take. It's all. But let's face it too. The draft doesn't matter as much as people really believe because number one, yes, it's about chance, but two, the waiver wire is so important throughout the year. The waiver wire plus the strategy of who you're playing week to week.
Yes.
And again, comes down to chance again on that.
Forgive me. It does obviously come down to chance, but you can control the little details that give you a better chance. That's what. Let's go.
You guys,
and that's what sports are about. And
that's what sports are about.
Actually,
so
safety
exactly
everywhere.
Exactly.
And less safety to get things done.
And,
the other way around.
You guys know what else you guys can control? The schedule. I have to say that because the NBA has been just keeping the schedule. I'm sorry for going off topic, but I just have to say I feel like we can talk about the schedule first and then we'll get into Celtics night. But we're not going to talk about it a lot. Seamus, would you like to say what you guys are doing on Celtics Talk Weekly later? So
we'll be live on CTW Live in a little bit, which, to be fair now, I mean, by the time this comes out, it will have already happened. So everybody go tune into that over on the Celtics Talk Weekly YouTube channel, CTW Live. We'll be going live and previewing the entire 2025-2026 Boston Celtics schedule, and we'll be dissecting every little bit of it. We'll be going, oh, here's the back-to-backs here, and here's this little road trip here, and here's the NBA Cup games, and all of that good jazz. And we'll be previewing the path for the Celtics to go maybe 500 this year. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, the thing that we're going to talk about here is just, for one, it's crazy how they keep the schedule and how they are so weird about posting the games and everything. Because I have to say one thing, and it was a funny comment by someone at work today. I'm not going to give out names or anybody, but he's like, it's funny how the Sea Dog schedule is already posted before this year's NBA schedule is already out, and we're still in the Sea Dog season, and it's for next year. So that's one crazy thing.
I will say though, I feel like they really use it for like marketing. The NBA loves whatever they're utilizing. They like to make a event out of it, which I understand.
But you would think
it does make sense.
But you would think that would be like earlier in the off season or something like that. But sure, they let their season ticket holders get first jab at it, because I've already had the main Celtics reach out about season tickets. So that's another story for another time. But they all give that first dibs and whatnot. So it works there. But with that being said, I do have to say one thing about the schedule that I am not pleased about, and I already kind of given out my frustration, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have, and I'm sure you guys have. And Seamus, I haven't talked with you about last night, but about the Celtics not playing on Christmas. Like, this is absurd. And I'm gonna start off, and then you guys can tackle it too. But I have to say this: the Celtics are not just Jason Tatum. All right, I love Jason Tatum. I am one of Jason Tatum's biggest fans. Look back there. Seamus is telling me to get rid of that damn background because it always crops off my face, but I love Jason Tatum and I can't do that. Maybe someday, but no, not someday, but maybe I'll cover it up with a jersey or something. But I'm saying, I am Jason Tatum's biggest fan. I'll go as far as to say that. I love Jason Tatum. I'm a big Jason Tatum fan. However, the Celtics are not just Jason Tatum. There are other players on the team. There's Jaylen Brown, there's Derek White, and the Boston Celtics have the most championships in NBA history. They are the greatest franchise in NBA history. And most of the fans, I'm not going to say most of the fans, there's a good majority of the fans in the NBA that are Celtics fans. So to not give them a Christmas game is just utterly disrespectful. And it's like, and I hope the Celtics, go out there on whatever. I haven't really dissected the, schedule. So I will be tuning into that tomorrow and watching their video so I could see a little more on that. But I hope on every other statement game, any other big games, we could have a statement game and prove to the NBA, all right, we were worthy of that game, because it's just crazy. And you look at the teams that were on there. All right, I get the Mavericks. They have Cooper Flag. I get some of the teams. They have some of the best players, but the Celtics deserve to be up there. And that's my final take on it. I was very disappointed when I saw that. I get it. Tatum's the marketing, and the Celtics are going to be, as of everyone saying, whether we like it or not, they're in a retooling year. So it's not going to be the most pleasing basketball. However, the Golden State Warriors are in there. Like, why can't the Celtics be in there? That's just my thing. It makes no sense. I get it, but it still doesn't make sense why they're not playing on Christmas. But where are your guys' thoughts?
Would you still put the Warriors in there if Steph Curry wasn't playing?
No. Yeah. No, it depends.
Okay, so I just got there's the gotcha. I mean, the trap was set right there. But the trap was set right there. That was, I mean, my goodness. My goodness.
Griffin, you're from Maine. You know about lobster traps. You know about lobster traps, dude. You know.
No, time out. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would not put the Warriors in there regardless. Like, Steph Curry or not, I think the Celtics deserve that Christmas game over the Warriors this year, at least. You know, unless they have, like...
Really?
Yes!
Really?
Can I be the devil's advocate real quick with the Warriors? Like, I understand why Curry's in there. One, he always puts on a show. But two, he is on, you could say, the decline of his career, right?
I know.
So they want to capitalize on Steph Curry in the moment when he still has that prominence. And whenever it's Steph Curry in the league, like, you want to have him in there. And that's what I see. But I do understand where you're coming from, where it still feels pretty even with Celtics and Warriors.
Yeah, and you look at it, it's like you have and I agree with that point. You have a guy in Steph Curry who is great, and he's obviously, as you said, coming to the end of his career, so you need to get as much money off of him as he can, and having him play on Christmas is going to get you money. However, the Celtics just won a championship 2 years ago. Well, like a year ago, pretty much. A little over a year ago. So the Celtics just won a championship, and they're still as of right now, they have the most titles in the NBA. It's like they're still such a great franchise, and it's like they haven't had a year where they're like, all right, we suck. Like, there's no prove it moments. And the only sample size we've had is Summer League, and we did fine in Summer League. So, and obviously you can't say, all right, Summer League controls that, but the sample size that we've got of the Celtics hasn't indicated that we suck. It's indicated that we're retooling and we can still be competitive. Jaylen Brown is competitive. Peyton Pritchard is competitive. Derek White's competitive.
Okay, there is a major flaw in your argument right now, Griffin, because you could go back all the way to 2018, okay? 7 years ago. Look at the Cavaliers. It's the same argument that Tristan Thompson made about the Cavaliers the year after LeBron left, when they were at the bottom of the Eastern Conference standings. He sat there at a post-game presser and went, well, teams still have to go through us in the Eastern Conference to make it to the finals. And everybody's going, LeBron's playing with the Lakers. The Cavs are the 14th seed. And this man is saying the Cavs, they're still the defending Eastern Conference champions. The point is here, you're saying, oh, okay, imagine a team, right? Imagine the 1998 Chicago Bulls. You take Rodman off that team. You take Pippen off that team. You take Michael Jordan off that team. You think the 99 Chicago Bulls, what are you going to say? Well, this team hasn't proved to be bad yet. This team hasn't proved to be bad yet.
No, but
and it's the same thing right now with the Celtics. You take away Tatum, and obviously, I mean, well, I was going to give the hypothetical or even the theoretical of Brown being gone as well. But Tatum, Horford, Cornette, Porzingis, Holiday, you take away all these players, and you're saying, well, there's no proof that we're going to be bad yet. But the transactions suggest not as much star power on the Celtics roster. And could a guy like Josh Minot be playing major minutes on Christmas when that date comes around? And even though the Celtics are a big brand, it's hard to lean specifically on the situation too, because there could be a world where the Celtics, they go, oh yeah, we're going to try to be as competitive as possible. Halfway through the season, the Celtics, they could be the 10 seed. I mean, that is a legitimate possibility. And I understand what you're saying about Jaylen Brown and the Celtics reach and the esteemed franchise of the Celtics, all the banners, the trophies, the rings. I completely understand all that, but no Jason Tatum, no viewership. All right, because that's what drives a lot of viewership. Because I hate to say it too, when a team is completely put together, right, with all of their stars out there, and you take one of those stars away, people start to all of a sudden doubt that team, even though that team could replace some of that star talent with, and supplement some of that star talent with some of the bench pieces, right? Some guys step up, and even some of the starters step up and take over some of that production, even though some of that production is made up within the lineup within the minds of the fans, that's not made up. The production isn't made up. The fans go from thinking this team is great to this team sucks. Even though the team, like the Celtics, say next year might be middling, they might be middling in between that. The perception from the fans, especially the casual fans out there, is that team is incomplete and we don't want to watch them play because they're incomplete. And that's part of what is a turnoff about the Celtics next year, and partially why they didn't get a Christmas game. And you look at all the other Christmas games, it's hard to say who would you take off the schedule. It's hard to decipher who exactly should be taken off. I mean, Griffin, you obviously have your main candidate in the Golden State Warriors, but the Golden State Warriors, their evaluation as a franchise, they're one of the most valuable franchises in the NBA, which of course the Celtics are too. But while Curry's out there, Andrew, you made the point of while Curry's out there, the NBA is going to try to drain every single drop out of his career possible. And same goes for Kevin Durant and LeBron James, who are also both playing on Christmas this year against each other. The Rockets and the Lakers play each other on Christmas. The fact there's no Jason Tatum is one of the biggest reasons the Celtics aren't playing on Christmas. But furthermore, the roster, there is a possibility the roster, what the NBA doesn't want is what we saw on Christmas last year. Christmas games last year, outside of the Warriors-Lakers game, oddly enough, not too great of a slate. The Mavericks and the Timberwolves played each other. They were two teams scuffling at the time. The Spurs played the Knicks at MSG, and they weren't as good as people thought last season. The Sixers came into the Garden, unfortunately beat the Celtics, but they were down there in the standings, and they were nowhere near where people thought. I'm trying to remember the last game. Phoenix, right? Phoenix was the last game. You had the Suns and the Nuggets. That was the last game on Christmas last year. The Suns fit into that category of that team not as good as we thought. So most of the Christmas slate last year, even the Lakers, Warriors, you could say the Warriors halfway through last year, they were scuffling a little bit before they traded for Jimmy Butler. All of the teams on Christmas last year, by the time the Christmas games came around, the day came around, some of those teams weren't exactly hitting at the level the NBA thought. And the NBA this year, obviously that they want to get out the star faces as much as possible, but there's also a point of emphasis. Rob alluded to this point on live, I believe last night. He was alluding to how the NBA, it seems like with the schedule, the NBA is starting to focus a little bit more on the quality of basketball more than the star faces, period, right? Because the star faces still matter. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you see it within this Christmas slate, but the star faces in the past have maybe mattered a little bit too much over the quality of basketball, and that's when other quality teams get put on NBA TV and places like that, right? And with this Christmas Day slate, the NBA, there seems to be a little bit of an awareness for, okay, we don't want a team like the Celtics on Christmas, even though they're a big brand and they, like you said, Griffin, haven't proven to be bad yet. They're projected to be a team that if Jaylen Brown goes down at any point, he misses, say, 9 games in a row, what does the team look like after that stretch? Are they 10th in the Eastern Conference? I mean, that's where the Celtics, no Jason Tatum, number one, incomplete team. Already talked about that with the viewership. But secondarily, the Celtics, they have the potential to be a team that isn't up in the standings, isn't high in the standings come Christmas Day versus all these other teams playing on Christmas Day. Specifically, let's talk about this. There are only 2 Eastern Conference teams playing on Christmas Day, the Cavs and the Knicks. So all the other teams, Western Conference teams, and we know the West is stacked. So, I mean, all those teams are going to be competitive in the West one way or another. But the 2 Eastern Conference teams, it's the lowest risk Eastern Conference teams. It's the lowest risk combo to throw out there as an Eastern Conference game. You have the number 1 seed versus the Knicks, who made the conference finals. No major injuries like a Tyrese Halliburton with the Pacers, right? And Jason Tatum with the Celtics. No major injuries there. And that's always going to be a popular game too. The Knicks game at MSG on not quite Christmas morning, but early Christmas afternoon, Christmas Day afternoon. But that game is a pretty low risk game. It's the number 1 seed from last year, competitive team who made the conference finals. The Celtics, if you were to put them in that game or any other Eastern Conference team, literally any other Eastern Conference team, that's what every other Eastern Conference team, there is a risk that team isn't as good. Even the Magic, people pinpoint the Magic as a contender. They were a 7 seed last year. The Pistons, can the Pistons be better? Well, they were a 6 seed last year. The Hawks, they were an 8 seed. I mean, every team you talk about, they actually have to show that they're going to actually rise in the standings and that they're not just going to stay where they're at. I mean, a team like Charlotte could bump up themselves in the standings and land at a 4 or 5 or a 6, and say the Magic, we all thought, they're going to be great come Christmas Day or, halfway through the season or even come playoff time. The Magic could still be lingering around the 7 seed. They still don't have enough offense, shooting, whatever, right? So looking at those two teams at the top, the Cavs and the Knicks, they're just the lowest risk teams. And the Celtics, there's high risk that the Celtics are just not that good this year. Just not that good. And that's
and when it comes down to it, the NBA is business. We all know that, and they have to make money. And putting the Celtics in the Christmas Day games, like you said, it is a risk. There's a chance. It's too high of a risk for them to actually commit to the Celtics, knowing there's other teams in that loop that give them a better chance at success because they want to make the money, and they're smart business people, so they're gonna take everything into consideration and make the best decision for them, and try to take that bias and appreciation of the Celtics out of it and do what's best for themselves in total honesty.
No, totally. And I will admit, you guys flipped my mind, especially you guys. Yeah. So you flipped my mind, and I get it. It just sucks.
That's what we're here for, Griffin.
It's my Celtics fan that's like, all right, come on, what the hell, but realistically, it's what it is. No Tatum, no Christmas game. That's what you're gonna get, especially this year.
But I mean, we'll see. Mavericks would just not draw it in the same way as Celtics.
But they could play. The only way I see Celtics being in the Christmas game this year would be, a Lakers rivalry where they can play into that kind of feeling and that atmosphere. But other than that, I mean, it does make sense. And I will admit, my fandom. I mean, I grew up, and we all grew up watching Celtics, on Christmas Day. And for some reason, there's just no better feeling than that in my eyes. A lot of people like watching football on Thanksgiving, and for me, like just the basketball mind in my eyes, it's always been a similar feeling to me, and just that kind of sense of that atmosphere, that feeling. It's uncomparable to anything else, and I love it, and it just stirs up that magic in my feeling, and especially it's Christmas Day. So I'm actually very sad, but still excited to see what else happens on Christmas Day.
We get to spend time with family this year.
Yeah, finally. We do.
Sure, we get to sit without stressing. Wait, do we get to spend Christmas?
Do we play on Christmas Eve?
You know what, Griffin? Maybe even if we have play on Christmas Eve, take a break. It's Christmas Eve. We spend time with family. We actually get a chance to do Christmas as it's supposed to be. It's like
right. I know
it's gonna chill out this time. It's gonna be weird though. It's gonna be weird.
It is.
Well,
this is the first Christmas without
what's also going to be weird though is this: the Celtics play December 22nd against the Indiana Pacers. They do not play December 23rd, December 24th, or December 25th. So a nice little Christmas break there, for content creators out there. 3 days. Yeah. But they come back on December 26th and play the Pacers again, but in Indiana. So they go from Boston on the 22nd to Indiana on the 26th. So 3 days of rest in between those two games, both against the Pacers. That'll be the Achilles tear cup right there if the NBA wants to advertise that. The best of the reserves. The best of the reserves.
You know what I mean? Maybe the Celtics and Pacers, the first game they play in that little stretch, go at it. They have intensity. There's a little scrum, guys are getting after. And then we get that little anticipation for the game at the end of the stretch. We got to think like that. Maybe that happens.
They play the Pacers 4 times in the span of basically a month, because their next 2 games against the Pacers after December 22nd and 26th, the Celtics play the Pacers on January 12th and January 21st. The January 12th game is at Indiana, and the 21st game is at Boston. So from December 22nd to January 21st, the Celtics will see the Pacers 4 times.
That's fun.
Interesting.
And I have to say, if you want to hear the whole schedule again, go check out Celtics Talk Weekly, because Seamus and Franco, right? Is it going to be you two tonight?
Yep, it should
giving
be
you
us.
guys the whole schedule, so go check that out. But talking about schedule, I have to say, again, I talked about the Sea Dogs, and what do you guys know? Celtics Night was Tuesday.
Griffin Night,
as everyone at the Sea Dogs are calling it, Griffin Night. As you see, Slugger and I right here, if you guys don't know, Slugger is the Sea Dogs mascot, and he is the only mascot, minor league mascot inducted into the Mascot Hall of Fame.
That's sick. And he was wearing a Tatum jersey, so it makes him even cooler.
Shout out to JT. Shout out to Slugger. Great night, and I have to say, peak the jersey, but ultimately, I got a lot of jokes about Tatum not really. I got one joke with the Tatum and the Achilles tear, but ultimately, it was a great night. And Seamus, you wanted to fire questions at Andrew and I because you
want to bring up some of the great artifacts from this night, Griffin?
I'm leaving out one huge thing. All right, so how about we go a little similar style to how we talked about Canopy. So I'll give you a little rundown really quick. So, and this is what happened with Canopy too. I was trying to rush into the Jaylen Brown video. How I'm trying to rush in. Seamus, ask us questions. No, I need to explain first. So basically, if you guys don't know, I'm an intern for the Portland Sea Dogs, and on August 12th, Seamus's birthday, it was Celtics Night. So the Boston Celtics had their little featured game with the Portland Sea Dogs. They gave away Sea Dogs Celtics jerseys, which are pretty cool. Wearing one right now. And that night was just sick. The Larry O'Brien trophy was there, and I asked in advance if I could be on promo team. Promo team is basically you're out on the field. You get contestants to do the games, and you're on the field all night. So that was surreal. It was awesome to be on the field for essentially my night. Everyone said they were like, it's not Celtics night, it's Griffin night. So shout out.
It was Seamus's night. It was his birthday.
It was. I know. Seamus.
Across the country.
It works. We can have multiple nights.
It works. No, but super surreal, and I have to say it was such a fun time just seeing the Larry O'Brien, and I saw it once at the main Celtics, not to have people jealous. Like I saw it once, but like everyone.
I've been there before. Oh, that trophy.
Yeah, it's just Larry.
No, but everyone was like, oh, look at how much he's smiling, and I'm like, I've seen it before, but it's still surreal because you get all the feelings come back. So just a crazy night. It was awesome, and it was so much fun, and I supplied everyone with Celtics gear that night. I still forgot one of my jerseys. I just reminded myself of that, so I got to grab that tomorrow. But anyways, I gave everyone some jerseys to wear for the night and Celtics gear. If you saw someone, an employee in Celtics gear, it was probably my Celtics gear. Just had to throw that out there. But no, it was just an amazing night, and we'll get into some photos. But one thing I do need to shout out really quick is MILB posted me, and I have to say that was pretty hyped because originally the Sea Dogs posted it and it was the first post, but then later in our Sea Dogs group chat I get a little notification, and we were posted on MILB. So this was awesome. Right to the right of me we have my co-worker and one of my good friends, Nick Sotoopoulos, giving a shout out to him. Had to have him come on the podcast. He has a sick story about Peyton Pritchard that explains why I have given him the Peyton Pritchard jersey in this one. So he has a sick story about that. And then next to me, one of my fellow co-workers as well, Campbell. So we are actually on the MILB page. And then here's Lucky the Leprechaun.
You and Lucky
on there as well. So it was just a fun night, and I'll get into more photos as we continue to talk about it. But yeah, it was surreal. It was a surreal night. That's a little brief that was a lot better than me saying, Seamus, get right into it, because Seamus
wasn't even there.
I know. No, but that's a little.
I have to start this as an investigator. So Griffin, where were you on the night of August 12th, 2025?
I was wearing my Jason Tatum jersey with my big Celtics chain, and I was at Delta Dental Park at Havelock Field as an intern.
Very specific. There you go.
There you go.
Sponsor in there as well. But Andrew, what was your experience like? Because you were from a completely different angle.
Yes, I was. I ended up going, and I had my camera, and I was trying to film content for everyone. But I also saw it just as a fan, so it was kind of like a two-part. And it was a lot of fun. I got to meet Lucky, and I shook his hand. I was like, yo, it's good. I appreciated everything that he did for what he does for Celtics Nation as well. So that's what we like to do on here. We appreciate the Celtics people that make this team go. And so he was great. He was really nice in person. I met Crusher in person. We gave him a little fist pump. That's the main Celtics mascot. And I was able to really actually get some good photos of the trophy, and the Sea Dogs team was very willing to let me kind of float around and shoot content, and I was very grateful for that. So overall, a great experience. And whenever I'm going to these events, especially with the Sea Dogs, I've been 3 times now, and I've had a great time every time. But this was really the tip of the iceberg because it was Celtics night and around what we do, obviously. But no, other than that, it was well run. Griffin had a great time. Heard his voice on the mic a couple times. I think it was for the bean bags, or I don't know. There was a lot of different things going on.
Oh, so much going on.
Oh, I think one of the highlights, Slugger tried to jump over a car. Griffin, he did a little dunk over a car, and he actually just stepped over it and didn't actually jump. So he he didn't want to do it. But like I said, it was just a good event. Everyone was involved. It was a good event for kids and that. So it was awesome. And it was cool to see teams partnering with the Celtics and just continuing to see the Celtics stay relevant because they hold such good value to everyone involved.
And I have to say, to add on to that, Andrew, that skit was so funny because
that was fun.
Before that, we were just talking about it, and I was supposed to run out the car and prop it up like he was going to do a Mac McClung or Blake Griffin dunk over the car. He runs up and then stops and then just steps over it. So gotta love that. And then I have to say, just it was such a surreal night. And I was able to give some tickets to Andrew and David, and David was there too. So hold on, we gotta give a shout out to David. When it's going to be a minute till he comes back on the podcast, but once he does, we're going to have to hear his perspective. But there's David and the Larry O'Brien trophy right there. Yeah. So it was funny. The next day, I was looking on Facebook because that's where they post all their pictures 24 hours after. And I'm on call with David because we did a breaking news video about Wick with the Celtics. And I was like, David, you're Facebook famous. Go check it out. And there's David with the Larry O'Brien trophy. So nice.
I like the touch. I like the unfocus in the front. They captured the Celtics champion shirt, but they made sure to put the Larry O'Brien present in front. It looks good. Trophy looks great. I will say it is a very nice trophy. It's a good looking trophy. I don't know what you guys think, but I do think it it has that special feeling that you get when you see a Larry O'Brien trophy. It really, it puts you in a certain place. But you keep going, Griffin.
No, sorry for interrupting. No, but it definitely, when you see the trophy, you're like, you get goosebumps. Like we were talking with Aztec Gino, you get goosebumps when you see it. And when you see it, I still have unfortunately not been able to touch the Larry O'Brien trophy because you're not supposed to touch it. But, I love that thing, so I was saying the whole time, maybe give it a little poke, but shout out to everyone at the Sea Dogs. I tell you what, and I just want
icing on the side, little icing on the bottom, little icing on the side, little perimeter icing, just little
Sure, maybe he's not telling us. Maybe Griffin isn't tall enough. Maybe he did.
No,
to keep it
I swear, if I touched the Larry O'Brien trophy, I would at least tell you guys behind the scenes.
No. What you got to do is just kind of hover. Be like, okay, I'm feeling
and by accidentally.
Air.
Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to touch it. No, yeah.
No, yes. No, both of you guys were there. Griffin, you hover. Andrew, you come along and bump him into the trophy.
You know what?
You know what? And David was there too. Griffin, you can hover over the trophy. Andrew, you're gonna bump him. Griffin, you hit the trophy. David saves it, and then all three of you get a picture with it. Like you all just hold it because you saved the trophy, right? Like
you guys, this is why you watch Celtics Nation Rise, not for Celtics information, to learn how to maneuver touching the Larry O'Brien. That's really what it's about.
Exactly.
That's really what it's about.
Disclaimer: Don't go do this at home.
Don't do it. We don't actually mean it.
So if you are doing it at home, give the trophy back.
Yeah,
we're only speaking in hypothetical terms. It's all good fun.
No, but I have to say this too before we get into more pictures and everything too. I want to give a special shout out to everyone at the Sea Dogs because just this internship and this gives me, to have this platform and be able to talk about this, which this is the night to talk about it because I tell you what, Celtics night. This has been the best summer ever. Like it's a job where I didn't think before, obviously doing the podcast, but like I didn't think before like you would enjoy going to work every day, but I genuinely do. And this was a sport that I've loved and grown to love. And when I moved up to Maine, it was such a great time going to Sea Dogs games, and just it feels surreal every time I go to work because it's like, wow, I get to work for the Portland Sea Dogs now. So
I like your little wisdom in there.
Memory
I like your wisdom in there. Yeah, memory making, and you said it. Hey, we can drop a little nods on the Celtics Night podcast. You hear it all the time, but Griffin's living proof. Do what you love.
Do what you love. Go for your dreams because dreams do come true, and if you give it your all and give the best you have, then you'll become successful. So there's my little motivation. But
there you go.
Such a great group of people there, and just love it. So go if you guys haven't, go to a Sea Dog game and go check it out.
You know what I'll say? That's the Celtics do. They bring people together. That's what basketball does. So we'll leave it on that.
It does. But I do want to show a couple more photos, or would you like to? Should we show? Yeah, let's show the videos first. Let's show the video because I'm ready to see the videos in the flesh. All right, Seamus.
I'm gonna try to put these together too. So well, you guys, I can show them to you, but I'm gonna put a little montage together. So. Early in the process, got very fortunate, very grateful I was able to buy a new camera. So I'm going to work very hard and try to continue to put good content out for you guys. So stay tuned. Stay on the journey.
And let's disclaim this for everybody too. StreamYard conversion might be a little blurry, so this is not totally
appreciate it.
Right. Like this is right. If you're looking at these videos going, what is Andrew doing out here?
Yeah,
it's like,
what am I even doing? No,
we converted. We had to, StreamYard. We'll blame it on StreamYard, all right? Mostly StreamYard and other websites that aren't ours. Coding that's not ours.
I'm early in the process too, so I won't lie. I'm early in the process too, so it's a journey.
But here are the two videos here coming up here.
You got and then we got one more. We got Crusher dancing.
And then this is...
So there you go. But I'm gonna put those videos together in a little montage for you guys. But those videos, in my opinion, do kind of encapsulate the night because Lucky and Crusher were just walking through the building and just getting photos with people for a long time, like a really long time. And you don't even see that sometimes at the Celtics, because they're so locked in to what they have to get done, and if they're getting photos and doing signatures for that large of a crowd at the Garden, it can be probably a little overwhelming. But here at the Sea Dogs, it's a little more quiet. They can kind of really tap into the community and do even more. So that was cool. And that's something that I love about Maine Celtics, Sea Dogs, kind of those minor league, lower level teams. The experience is so cool because it feels even more personal, and you're so in it and you're so involved in it, and just shows the process at every level. So that's kind of what I saw from those videos.
and that's why I have to say it's a memory making business. Like you go there and you make people's days, and like my favorite part about it is, you know, at the end of the day, letting people leave with a smile on their face. But I gotta give a shout out to Pam in that video too.
Yeah, shout out Pam.
Sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. She's there all the time. Love Pam. She's happy I have my hair back. So you guys see the buzz cut no longer here. The hair's back up.
No more Baylor. Where'd Baylor go?
I know.
Hopefully that's not foreshadowing anything. I don't know. No,
whoa, we can't be doing that.
We need a new edition of Who Does Griffin Look Like?
Yeah.
All right, because the non-buzz Griffin, I mean, who does he look like right now?
In the comments. Go in the comments.
Let me know in the comments now. Well, I have to say, can we give some secret info? Can I leak a secret thing? Well, I want
to give some secret information on the pod. What are you talking about?
Right. I'm not gonna get in depth into it because I don't even know exactly what it is, so I don't want to spread rumors. But Lucky, shout out to Lucky too. Shout out to Lucky the Leprechaun because he pulled up.
What happened to Lucky?
He's injured. He can't throw or run now. He should be back for Celtics season, I believe so. But he was talking to me and my boy Nick. Shout out to Nick. I already gave him a shout out earlier, but has to come on the podcast.
Tell that story.
Nick was like saying, "How do you spin the ball on your finger?" And he's like, "I had a broken something when I was younger, and so I had the whole summer to learn how to do it. So that's how you learn to spin a ball." But yeah, he's currently injured, but rest up, Lucky. But here it is, and I gotta say, Lucky had a goatee. So that's not the Lucky Leprechaun. And everyone was saying, hey, look, Griffin has a Celtics tattoo on his leg. Here, I'll pull my face back up. You guys love seeing our faces right here. So before I explain that picture, but he was like, I showed him the tattoo and he's like, oh, I'm on your leg. Yeah, you are Lucky. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, very true.
I will pull back up this picture now because I have to say that main moose or what does it say right there? Some sponsored moose actually stole my chain for that one. So, but I let him, so it was okay. So the moose had my chain. We have Lucky in there with a goatee. I don't think Lucky should have a goatee, but it's off-season Lucky. He's allowed.
It's off-season Lucky. Yeah, he can.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then we have Crusher in there. I wonder if Lucky will rock it for the season. I don't think so. I don't think that's in his queue, but like. We'll see. And then we have Crusher. And I have to say, that's my first ever picture I got with Crusher. So got to shout out Crusher.
He's looking in regular season shape right now, I got to say.
Oh, yeah, he is.
There's no off-season pauses for Crusher.
No, Crusher never – he doesn't have an off day.
No, Crusher's always in the gym. Crusher's always – you could sure, if you're going to a main Celtics game, Crusher's going to be in top-tier shape. Just, Well, Andrew,
he's always waving the flag.
No,
getting after it. I mean,
we got an interview.
Shoulders.
Ask what his workout looks like.
Yes. Wait, is he gonna mime it?
I don't know. He could. We could go to the gym with him and he could show us. What his workout.
We should.
Like. Oh, that'd be great content.
Good content. Come on.
Yeah.
The brain's fired.
Okay. A million Cardinal rain delays, all right? I've seen a million of them. How many Fred Bird shenanigans have I seen during those times? We could do the same thing with Crusher. Yeah. I'm envisioning the exact same film.
Yeah, my brain's going now. Who's a funny mascot? Gritty. Gritty, the Philadelphia guy. He is gritty. He's the definition of gritty. But he's a Philadelphia mascot.
Yeah, Philadelphia. We're not giving any credit. I got to say.
Crusher would rock him. Gritty has a little tooth missing. You know what? It's because Crusher gave him a little 1-2. That's why.
That's a nice backstory. That's
some positive talk.
We have not even been in the depths of the Philadelphia rivalry yet. While all of us have been working together on this program.
Right.
Because Philadelphia, terrible last year, and then obviously we weren't working together during the whole Harden run with Philly and blah blah blah. But if that rivalry ever sparks again, the gritty conversation, we cannot give them credit for anything.
No.
It's gonna be
I'm
bad.
sorry. No,
it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worse than New York. I'm just saying it right now. It's gonna be worse.
It is, and It's another one of those things where you're kind of looking to the future. Like, I want to almost see Philadelphia do well, so we have that rivalry. It's a weird balance. It's a weird balance. You're like, how do you balance that out? But in reality, you don't want to see them do well.
Oh no, totally. Get Philly out of here. Get Philly out of here.
No, shouldn't have even spent this much time on him. Actually,
that is true. Actually,
I have a Sixers ball right here.
Get that out of here.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
See? Yeah. We can't give him any airtime. We can't. What are we even doing? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Dead. It's done.
Dead. Except what happened, Seamus? What'd you break?
Something fell. I don't know what fell. Okay.
All right. Now
I threw it into an area with nothing, but then something just popped up, and I'm like, all right. Okay.
Something was
whatever it was. Doesn't matter.
No.
Philly's ball was thrown.
Do it for the vine. That's what they said.
Do it for the vine. Do it for the vine. My final thought, though, on Crusher, though, is this, Andrew. We have to, when Maine Celtics come around, because we're going to be at Maine Celtics game. So just keep your eyes peeled for what we're going to do on Celtics Nation Rise with the Maine Celtics. Mm-hmm. But we're going to we'll show you how in shape Crusher is all throughout the season. So don't you worry. But a couple more pictures before we go to the next topic is there's Nick and I. Got to give a little shout out to Gracie. Great job with these pictures. So shout out. But there's Nick and I chilling on Celtics night. And lastly, the Larry O'Brien trophy and I. So huge shout out again to Gracie. Great pictures. Great night. And keep your eyes peeled for Andrew's pictures too. They're coming. So
gotta get them edited. Come on.
They're coming. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, Celtics night again, phenomenal. Excellent night. Had so much fun. And again, shout out to the whole Sea Dogs, and what a fun night. Any final thoughts you guys have on Celtics night, though?
No, I'll say I've talked to Celtics night out, but yeah, no, it was a great night and had a great time. And anytime you can bond with the Celtics and find a way to put them in the scene, it's the Celtics are always. There's always content to be made with the Celtics. They got the history, they got the legacy, and the Celtics are always on the rise. So they're good.
Yeah, no. Again, phenomenal night, and just a way to brag about my internship on here for Celtics night. So, gotta give a little shout out again. But with that being said, the news that we've already broke down, so this will be more so Andrew covering it, because Seamus, you already made a video of it as well with the Miles Norris waived. But I did want to give a little context to it. Again, Miles Norris has been waived from the Boston Celtics. And Seamus, I will say this, like I was, this was one where you already said it, Seamus, on here, and you've said it multiple times, that this was a move that was likely in the horizon for the Celtics. I didn't want to come up to that conclusion, but you obviously see with them trading for, is it RJ Lewis? Yeah, RJ Lewis. I had to think about it. I didn't want to mix up his first two initials right there, but trading for RJ Lewis, getting that two-way contract filled, and already have Shulga on a two-way contract, Amari Williams. So something had to be done, and they waived Miles Norris. So again, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Miles Norris's mom. She reached out after she saw the video and reached out and said a very positive message. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to her on that, and just saying thank you so much for the support. And she gives the support to Celtics Nation as well. And I have to give my best regards to Miles Norris. And I hope for nothing more but for success for you. And for Maurice Holmes, again, thank you so much for joining the podcast. We got to get a part 2 coming sometime. We got it. But Seamus, do you have any final thoughts on this? Go check out what CTW Live was that, because you already broke it down, but do you want to give a final message to them?
Well, we have so much content, I can't even figure out where is what, right? Where I don't even know where. I believe we talked about it last night, if not but I could be wrong. It might have been the day before. I think it might have been the day before. Maybe.
Go check it out though.
Maybe.
But do you want to give a good message to them? Because I appreciate the whole Togo family watching this. I appreciate you guys and your support constantly. So do you want to give a message to the Togo family?
No, 100%. I mean, obviously we had Maurice Holmes on the podcast, and I mean, he was a phenomenal guest. I mean, we could have gone on for even longer with him because he was that type of guest where, I mean, we tried to have a conversation with him and we did, but of course we have to disclaim this, the internet. Sorry folks, a little rough in that episode, but we did get through it. And it was one of the better episodes you've ever recorded on Celtics Nation Rise, Griffin. So
go check that out after this as well. Like, you have a lot. If you guys are living under a rock, you have a lot of videos to go check out. But that's one that has to be on the horizon of videos you watch out. So go check out
episode 60. Episode 60.
So go check
yes, episode 60. And Miles Norris, I mean, the hope is now he'll find another destination, whether it's in the NBA, whether it's in the NBA G League, or even overseas. I mean, going overseas, that could be those are experiences that people don't always talk about, but those kind of endeavors could really be the experience of a lifetime for a player, and especially getting paid other places, and it's about how a player can embrace those experiences as well. We don't know where Miles Norris is going to end up, but what we do know is the Celtics, they owned a lot of interest in him last year and even waived Anton Watson in order to sign Miles Norris. Yeah. So looking at the future with Miles Norris, it's certainly possible he lands on another two-way contract somewhere, or even lands with a team out there professionally in another league outside the NBA, which either route we'd love to see Miles Norris play more basketball and further his career, because you never know, right? You never know with players, right? PJ Tucker, he played overseas for years and years and years before he came back into the NBA. You never know what can happen with the player in their journey and what it can look like.
Yabusele.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yabusele as well. And even players who have, like, forgetting about players going overseas, even players who have been in not quite been in a rotation, been at the bottom of a roster, flipped rosters. They've been a two-way guy, G League guy, and then all of a sudden they're contributing for an NBA team. We've seen guys like that as well, and Miles Norris could certainly be one of those guys in the future, even if it isn't with the Boston Celtics. So best regards to Miles Norris, Maurice Holmes, and of course Miles Norris's mother as well, giving us the personal shout out there. I'm glad that of course we were able to bring some hospitality from Celtic Nation, because some people see the Boston natives and we're not Boston natives, I'll say that, but the Celtics fan base, that's who I'm talking about here, the rabid Celtic fan base. Some people see them as rough around the edges, but there's a lot of hospitality when you're actually within the confines of Celtic Nation. And even if you come to Boston, it's not always war. It's not like New York, folks. It's not like New York, okay? Boston folks have class. They have class. We have class.
And another plug, because we're all about plugs here. So go check out the fan series episode 66 as we talk about New York with Aztec Gino a little bit, brushing up.
Yeah,
he's a perfect. He is you can go to him and he will give you the perfect rundown and the perfect example of what class looks like versus no class.
He said it in the podcast. He said it. So go check out episode 66 too. I hope that everyone at home has already watched those ones, but those are two big ones. And then you also, gotta watch the one that's coming out on Celtics Talk Weekly. Well, that's already out by the time this is posted, with the schedule. And we're going to have another plug later in here too, when we get on to another conversation. So no, but sorry. We're a fan of plugs here, like Seamus said on Celtics Talk Weekly once, we're a fan of leaving it all on here. So we do that.
You bet. You bet.
Plugs on plugs on plugs.
I mean, look, I'm banned.
Shout out to Seamus's plugs right here. I just
right here, Griffin. Right, I have
figuratively and literally.
You. I mean, I feel I have more too. I mean, I have more. I mean, right here. No, I can't stretch that one over here.
Your room is 100% a studio. Like, that is your studio.
Oh yeah, I have a compartmentalization. Sleep over there, work over here. Okay, that's what it is. You're over here.
And when you step,
you're over there.
There's like a line. There's a line, and when you step in the other line, you just lock in.
Right. Right. It's 100%. It's like yellow. I need yellow tape with like the, like
it's like the circle from SpongeBob when the sea bear tries to go in. You don't want you keep them in the circle.
You don't want the sea bear in there. Oh, I love it.
I could throw a Fantastic Four reference too when
we got sea bears, we got sea dogs.
We got sea bears. What's the Fantastic Four reference though?
Well, no, I was gonna give out a movie spoiler, but I'm like, no.
No. We don't do spoilers here.
It has something to do with the movie. If people see the movie, they'll go, "Oh, okay, yeah." Oh, no.
I guess
I get it. With the parameters and the boundaries. But if I feel like I'll give too much away if I say anything about it.
I guess I have to. I wasn't gonna watch the movie, but now I guess I have to.
No, so yeah, perfect. Yeah, talk about plugs. Another promotion, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's free promotion for me. I'm sure they didn't need a free promo from me, but
it works. It works.
Some of those billions over here. I'm just saying.
I know. The ones who are under a rock and haven't watched those. No, all shout out. All love to all of our subscribers. We love you guys. If you guys haven't watched it, it's okay. Go watch it after. But just love you guys. But Andrew, tell us about your thoughts about Miles Norris because we haven't even heard your takes on Miles Norris. So
I mean, I wasn't able to, talk to Maurice and all that, and that's why you should come back on so we can have that. We will. Have the next podcast and have a conversation. But I thought Miles Norris was a good player. He can stretch the floor. He has a lot of length, so he is going to find a team in my eyes, whether, like Seamus says, overseas or in the NBA. But I mean, I understand kind of the Celtics route with where they're going. Miles Norris, in my eyes, has less of like a ceiling, than other guys. So, less of a ceiling, more he's kind of got a floor. So I could see them, signing Mario Williams and these guys like Max Shoulders and getting those in contracts and moving on from Norris, considering he is a piece that isn't as valuable or potentially valuable to the Celtics. So it makes sense, and it's kind of all I have to say about that. But best of luck to Miles Norris, and I heard, I was very fortunate to hear what the mom said. So it's awesome to hear that, and awesome to see that this platform can be helpful and support Celtics players and Maurice and all those guys.
And that's why I have to say, like, I feel like this has hit me so hard because it's not like, the other players. Yeah, I had conversations with like Drew Peterson. I've talked to JD Davison, but like it's the fact that the families, I've talked with the family too. So it's like more personal too. So definitely hit that one. But I do have to say with this as well is, again, huge shout out to the whole Togo family and best of luck to Norris. Like, best of luck with whatever you have that comes for you. I hope nothing but the best. And I hope to see you in the NBA. I believe, I believe he has an NBA build. I mean, I could totally see him playing in the NBA. But with that being said, you guys, really quick, we were going to talk about, the whole ownership, but I've already made a video about it. Seamus has talked countless hours, like you said, Seamus, about ownership and everything. And that's a whole story how, we have Whit Groseberry, who was supposed to be governor of the Boston Celtics.
Grosebeck.
Did I say Groseberry? Why
He's not a fruit.
I say Grosebeck. I know that too. Why did I say that? That's it's late, you guys. I gotta wake up for work tomorrow. So
usually the Celtics Nation Rise podcast is in the morning, folks. That's why Griffin.
No,
at the end he might be scuffling a little bit.
I know. You're right on that.
At night. This at night, but it's at night.
No. Well,
maybe Griffin. This might be the reason for you to drink caffeine. And you say you're the water guy. Water's your energy, but you might need that caffeine.
I might have to. No, but anyways, talking about him, stepping down as governor of the Boston Celtics, was supposed to be governor until 2028. However, I love the take that David said. It's kind of like, it's like a shiny new house, like Bill Chisholm bought the Celtics. He wants to move into that house, and it's like the owner's still trying to have a room in the house. So it's not how it is. The new owner wants that shiny new object. He doesn't want to share it with the previous owner. So that's pretty much what it is. But Andrew, do you have any thoughts before we close out the podcast? Because Seamus and I have talked countless times about this. So any thoughts you have on
my first reaction to it was, slightly unsettling, and maybe I could use better words because it's not that bad, but with the ownership kind of even within Boston sports, obviously Robert Kraft has been with the Patriots, has done a lot for the team and has found ways to make them successful. But there was a little slip up, when it comes to dealing with the Braves situation, the Belichick situation. So that's kind of something that happened. We got the Bruins, who have really struggled with their whole leadership management, a lot of things, a lot of moving parts that fans have not really been too happy about. I mean, we got rid of Sweeney and he went on to win a championship. I mean, a lot of things happen. And then you have the Red Sox with Henry, and we're unhappy that they're not spending money and all these different things. So I can see from a Celtics fan perspective and a Boston sports fan where this can also be unsettling. Because it's a guy with a lot of money and a guy that has this business mindset who wants to continue to make money. Granted, he is a Boston native and he understands what it takes to be a Celtics. He understands the legacy at hand. But when money comes into the conversation, it can a lot of the times push people in the wrong direction where they just hunt money instead of hunting success, legacy, championships, etc. So I can see the concern, but it's not something to stress about. It's not something to panic over. Grossbeck still has some sort of, in with the Celtics, and he's going to have some influence and still has the ability to talk and make changes. But you just hope that he doesn't forget why he bought the Celtics, why he committed to this, and will not lose sight of what he's trying to do and what the Celtics organization tries to do. So that's kind of my view, but it's not something to panic over. It's something to watch, monitor, continue to kind of look out for.
Yep.
But right now, we have good signs from Bill Chisholm. We have things that he's done where, he's going to main. I mean, he's involved, right? And he's trying to put his best foot forward as of right now. So there's no worry to jump to conclusions yet, but it is something that Celtics fans, Boston sports fans have the right to stress over and be concerned with.
Seamus, may you pull up those plugs really quick for us one more time?
These plugs.
Yeah.
Talking about these?
Pull up the plugs, please.
These?
All right, yeah. Keep the plugs up. Again, you guys, thank you, Andrew, for that great analyzation of this. And I love your takes. And if you want to hear my takes and David's takes, go to the Celtics Nation Rise account where we break this news down. And very good shot of the plug right there, I do have to say. And if you want to hear Seamus's takes and the rest of Celtics Talk Weekly's opinions on it too, go check out Celtics Talk Weekly Live, where they give you constant footage of this, and you're going to hear constant talks about this. So there are the plugs. There are the plugs.
The rally plugs.
The rally plug. Rally plugs. You guys, this was a great episode. I have to say.
This is great. I had a great time, to be honest.
Good.
I'm going to be honest. I hope everyone that watched had a great time as well, because we had a good mix of analysis and deep conversation about the Celtics, but we also had a good mix of just having a good time and being human, and that's what it's all about. So we appreciate it.
Well, again, I wanted to say, everyone, if you guys made it this far again and you haven't already, give a happy birthday to Seamus.
I don't really twirl around that well.
Tino, yeah, can we get the
Let's go, man.
You gotta get up and do it.
Yep, let's go. Come on, you guys. Come on.
My camera is not gonna work. I'll give this. All I got. This is all I got.
You remember the legs.
Yeah, it's all
That's
in the
what
hips.
I tried to bring
It's
up over
in
in the legs.
It's in the hips.
Garrett,
I'm gonna knock down the camera. Gonna knock down the camera.
Well, with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be notified every time we upload. Again, this off season is going to be crazy with content, so turn on those post notifications because you guys aren't going to want to miss an episode. So you heard Andrew, turn those on right now. Don't even wait till later. Right now.
Yeah, that's the first thing you do after watching this video. You got
to.
Necessary.
And make sure to subscribe. Give a happy birthday to Seamus and give us a like while you're at it too. So thank you guys again so much for watching. We will see you guys with the next one. Peace, guys.